This video pretty much want to go over how to install a Hobbs switch and a fuel pump relay. Basically, what this is for is if you have a secondary fuel pump, it activates off the Hobbs switch. The Hobbs switch is a pressure switch, I guess, pretty much. Some are like 15 psi, 13 psi. When you hit the whatever psi that the Hobbs switch is set to, it'll close the ground to make the secondary fuel pump activate. So let's get started. Alright, to start off, first thing you want to do is take the battery cover off. Just turn this, pull this guy out, and that'll show you the battery. And spare tire cover. Pull this whole piece out like so. Alright, with the fuel pressure relay, you want to set it in here and spider all of the wires up under this trim piece. All you have to do is kind of lift it out, and you should be able to run most of the wires up and over the back of the rear seat here. Let's go around the inside of the chassis. And as you see, it'll run through here down to the fuel pump. As you see, this is where I have my fuel pump relay mounted. Several different colored wires. So let's go over where they should go and what you should do. As you can see, this is where I have my relay mounted here in the battery well. There's several different color wires that you have to hook up. So that's what we'll be going over. There is a red wire.
What's a Muppet gotta do to get a latte around here? Come on, a cracker!
A purple wire.
I am lit as fuck. Yo, what's cracking? Where can I score some Newports?
A gray wire.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And a yellow wire. And I also added my own black wire. This is for the ground.
If you Bitch, don't tell me what to do!
So we'll go over all of that. Alright, on this part, you want to run your ground wire through this little push out. It comes up near the brake master cylinder. There's 3 screws that go in this plate here. Just take those out, pull this down with a little bit of pressure, and you'll be able to gain access. What I did is I took a wire hanger, bended it out, poked it through there. On the other end, my ground wire is taped through there. You see the other end of the hanger is sticking out right there. Just reach down in there. Grab a hold of it. Come on.
Two hours later.
And pull it on through. If it'll cooperate. I want to bend it a little bit when you get it through there so you something to grab onto.
5 hours later.
Might get stuck down in there a little bit. You see there, it's grabbing a little bit. And with a little bit of effort, you'll have your ground wire pulled through. Now for this part, gotta put the Hobbs switch in.
Calvin, your parents don't believe. We have to kill them.
I'm assuming if you're this deep into the woods with your car, you should have a charge pipe, aftermarket one, and they usually have a MPT port. Mine has one on the top and the bottom. You can use these for your Hobbs device, or I think they also use them for like methanol injection and stuff like that. But take that plug out of there and then screw your switch in. Once you get done screwing your Hobbs switch in, there's 2 wires that you need to put on it. Mine came with a plug-in type. Most others, you got 2 screws that you just put tabs on. But you need 1 wire, the wire that you ran through the chassis, to come on one side, and the other wire, all you need to do is run it to another ground source. You got one there. You can do it off of any of the studs that are for the struts. Any place there's a bare piece of metal on metal that touches the chassis. And shit, that's it. For the wire going to the Hobbs switch, see I soldered that. Not the best solder job in the world, but
Stop it. Get some help.
it's good enough. All I need to do is throw some electrical tape around that, and that'll be all set. And this will just be sitting under the rear seat. As you can see, I ran it through the panel trim. You can't even see it anywhere in here, but it's ran all the way up through here. After that part, you know, I showed you to take the bolts out of there, screws out of there, and then run it through the weather stripping in there. So, you know, that's how you make it look clean, out of sight, out of mind. The yellow wire, just lead it over here, and you can run it all along up under here. It'll come out over here behind this pull-out piece here. For the yellow wire, what I did was I spliced it into the power wire for the exhaust flapper valve. I picked this up from a Vehicular DIY. Go check his channel out. He's got a lot of good information, but I decided to go his route, and I soldered that in, and then covered it up real good with some electrical tape. And that'll give you 12-volt power source when you just only key on. You're at the back of the car. It's a good time to make you a ground wire. This will go from the battery negative all the way to the negative terminal. The black wire will go to the black top terminal over here, and the purplish wire, violet, whatever you want to call it, will go to the positive. Just all you got to do is poke a hole in the grommet here, run both of your wires through, and put your connector in on both of them, and then that part will be done. Get done, should look something like this. You want to make sure there's enough black wire so that you can still open this up without breaking any of your connectors or anything. After you get that all screwed down, make sure you put everything back like it was, and then you can screw the top back on. What you see, what I did with the red power wire is I took it, measured it all the way, and put the fuse over here. cut it, and then took the remaining red hose.
Mad, cause I'm on speakerphone with my nigga, and he say, where the hose at? And I'm like, it's a couple over here right now. And she get mad, talking about, ain't no hoes over here. But I'm like, look, I wasn't calling y'all hoes individually. I was just saying the hose is over here.
Ran it back through to over here. Undid this power fastener here. Put it on the underside. Let's see if I can get this to come back up. Put it down there. Put this back on there. Bolts everything back down. You see I got it zip tied. I want to kind of keep it away from everything else. I'm probably going to drill a hole about here and put another zip tie through there, or a couple more holes. I'm trying to make it as clean as possible. You're done. Could look something like this. Can't even tell it's in there. Well, that's how you do the fuel pump relay and Hobbs switch. Still working on the car. I'm not gonna give no time on when it should be on the road, because every time I do that, I always find a new problem. So I think right now all I'm working on is replacing the transfer case mount. Should be having a video covering most of the drivetrain stuff coming up pretty soon, so be on the lookout for that. So y'all stay tuned, and hopefully we'll be out here destroying people pretty soon. So stay tuned.